Africa, a land of beauty and fear. Deep within its jungles, explorers have found tribes no one can explain. Some hide from the world, others were never meant to be seen. Their rituals, their behavior, they've terrified even the scientists who studied them. Tonight, we'll count down 15 tribes, from the least disturbing to the one discovery so horrifying, it was immediately classified. Number 15. Deep in the northeastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo lies the Ituri Forest, one of the most isolated ecosystems on Earth. For centuries, small nomadic groups known as the Mbuti, or Ituri pygmies, have lived here, moving silently through the dense undergrowth. They are expert hunters, using nets and poisoned arrows, and their knowledge of the jungle is unmatched. But what has long fascinated scientists are the rituals performed at night, rhythmic chants and drum patterns that seem to echo far beyond the tree line. Several expeditions have tried to record these ceremonies, but many describe feeling watched, followed, and eventually forced to abandon the area. Some researchers believe the sounds may serve as a warning to outsiders, a message that the forest still belongs to them. Number 14. In the arid plains of northern Namibia lives a people unlike any other, the Himba. They are known for covering their bodies with a red mixture of ochre and butterfat, creating a striking tone that protects their skin from the sun and insects. But beyond this iconic image, there are rituals rarely seen by outsiders. During certain moon phases, the Himba gather around sacred fires said to connect them with the spirits of their ancestors. They believe the smoke carries messages to the afterlife, and that dreams received afterward come directly from the dead. Anthropologists who studied these ceremonies describe an almost hypnotic atmosphere where voices seem to merge with the wind. For the Himba, it is not myth or superstition. It is the invisible thread that ties them to the world before time. Number 13. In the remote highlands of Eritrea, travelers speak of a group known only as the Red Faces. They are nomadic people who cover their skin with a thick red pigment made from crushed minerals and animal fat. To outsiders, it appears as simple body paint, but local stories suggest a deeper purpose. According to elders from nearby villages, the pigment is never removed, even in death. It is said to mask something beneath, something not meant to be seen. Researchers who attempted contact found abandoned camps, scattered tools, and strange markings carved into stone. No photographs exist, only blurred footage taken from a distance, of red silhouettes watching from the hills. Number 12. Across southeastern Nigeria, colonial records mention a secret brotherhood known as the Egbo Society. Formed centuries ago, it acted as both a council of elders and an enforcer of tribal law. But reports from early missionaries and traders describe something far more disturbing. At night, masked figures would march through the villages, carrying torches and drums that echoed for miles. Anyone found outside after dark was taken, and never seen again. Some historians believe these rituals were meant to maintain order. Others insist they were acts of spiritual cleansing, guided by something older than human law. Even today, locals refuse to speak of the Egbo by name, fearing that doing so might call them back. Number 11. Along the banks of the Limpopo River, stories have circulated for generations about a hidden people who live beneath the water. Fishermen call them the River Tribe. They claim to see pale figures surfacing at night, covered in algae, their eyes reflecting light like an animal's. Local elders say these beings once lived among them before choosing to return to the depths after a great flood. In 2012, a group of environmental researchers recorded unexplained movements beneath the river's surface, too slow for fish, too large for crocodiles. The footage was quietly archived, and no official report was released. Show clip. Some believe what they captured wasn't wildlife at all, but the descendants of a tribe that chose to disappear and adapt. Number 10. During the 19th century, European explorers traveling through Central Africa wrote about a tribe they called the Nyam Nyam. They described them as fierce warriors and, disturbingly, as cannibals. According to the journals, they sharpened their teeth to points and carried blades made from animal bone. For decades, these reports were dismissed as colonial exaggeration, until archaeologists uncovered tools and skeletal remains with marks too precise to ignore. Some of the bones showed signs of ritual carving, symbols etched into human femurs, patterns repeated across miles of jungle. To this day, no one has confirmed who made them, but locals say the Nyam Nyam never vanished. They simply moved deeper into the forest, where the sound of drums still echoes after dark. Number 9. In Mozambique, firefighters and villagers have reported a strange phenomenon that appears after large forest fires. They call them the Men of Ash, figures covered entirely in gray dust, walking slowly through the smoke, silent, expressionless, and barefoot. Witnesses describe seeing them emerge from burned tree lines, only to vanish when approached. Thermal cameras once captured a shape moving through the haze, radiating no heat at all. Local shamans believe they are the spirits of ancestors, punished for defiling the land with fire. Others think they are something older, guardians of the forest that rise only to remind humanity what destruction costs. When dawn arrives, nothing remains but footprints in the ash. Number 8. In the early 1900s, reports began to surface from deep within the Congo Basin of men who hunted not as humans, but as beasts. They were known as the Leopard Men, members of a secret cult that dressed in animal skins and attacked their victims with sharpened claws made of metal. Colonial authorities dismissed the stories as superstition, until a series of killings showed identical claw marks and ritual symbols painted on nearby trees. Captured members confessed to ancient ceremonies meant to transfer the spirit of the leopard into the body of a man. The transformation was said to grant strength, stealth, and a thirst for blood. By the 1940s, the Leopard Men were declared extinct. Yet in some villages, people still whisper that the killings never truly stopped, only moved deeper into the forest. Number 7. In the rocky cliffs of Mali lives one of Africa's most studied and most mysterious Yen tribes, the Dogon. For centuries, their traditions have included detailed knowledge of the star system Sirius, knowledge they could not possibly have had without telescopes. They speak of beings called the Nomo, visitors who came from the sky, descending into the water to teach humanity how to live. Their carvings and rituals depict strange aquatic forms, half human, half fish, surrounded by spirals representing orbits and celestial movement. When French anthropologists documented these legends in the 1940s, the scientific community was stunned. To this day, no one can fully explain how the Dogon knew about Sirius B, a dwarf star invisible to the naked eye. The Dogon insist the answer is simple. Their ancestors learned it from those who came from the stars. Number 6. Across the deserts of Namibia, people still whisper about something they call the night whistlers. They are said to move unseen after sunset, voices in the dark that imitate the sound of travelers calling for help. Locals insist that anyone who answers those calls disappears. In 2009, a team of wildlife researchers set up audio recorders in the Namib Desert. At 2:47 a.m., one microphone captured a perfect human whistle, followed by silence. When they returned at dawn, the equipment was still there, but the footprints around it had vanished overnight. Show clip. Some believe the whistlers are spirits guarding sacred ground. Others think they're remnants of an ancient tribe, long forgotten, still roaming the dunes, calling out to anyone who dares to listen. Number 5. In 1932, a small expedition crossed the southern Sahara in search of prehistoric rock art. What they found instead were structures made entirely of bone, arranged in perfect circles across the sand. At the center of each formation stood a single skull carved with unfamiliar symbols. The team recorded notes describing a settlement without people and walls that seemed to breathe under the heat. The entries stopped. Weeks later, another convoy found their camp abandoned, supplies untouched, vehicles still running out of fuel. Only the radio log remained, repeating the same phrase in Morse code, "They are not gone." Locals now call it the Forgotten Tribe of the Sahara, a people erased from history, or perhaps waiting beneath the dunes to be found again. Number 4. In South Africa, tales of small dark beings have haunted rural communities for generations. They're called tokoloshe, spirits said to rise from rivers and swamps to torment those who disrespect the dead. According to Zulu folklore, they are invisible to most humans, appearing only to their chosen victims. In 2016, a series of disappearances near the town of Newcastle revived the legend. Villagers described shadowy figures moving across the riverbank at night, leaving behind footprints the size of a child's hand. Local authorities dismissed the claims until police dogs refused to approach the area. Traditional healers believe the tokoloshe are not demons, but the spirits of forgotten tribes, guardians turned vengeful after centuries of neglect. Whatever the truth, few dare to speak their name after dark. Number 3. In the volcanic plains of Zambia, locals speak of the children of the smoke. They appear only when the earth trembles and smoke rises from underground fissures. Witnesses describe translucent figures, small, human-like, moving within the ash as if the smoke itself were alive. In 1998, a geological survey team reported strange shapes crossing their thermal cameras. The footage showed heat signatures that flickered, split apart, and reformed, as though something was breathing inside the vapor. When villagers saw the video, they warned the scientists to leave immediately. They said the children guard the underworld, and that their appearance means something below has awakened. The team abandoned the site within hours, but the next morning, a new fissure had opened, right where they had camped. Number 2. Across the endless sands of the Kalahari Desert, explorers have long reported seeing shapes that vanish before their eyes. They call them the Ghost Tribe, tall, thin figures that appear at sunrise, walking in silence across the dunes, leaving behind perfectly human footprints. The tracks always end the same way, abruptly, as if the walkers had been lifted into the air. No dust, no wind, no animal interference, just emptiness. Locals believe these are the spirits of an ancient tribe erased by drought centuries ago. Number 1. In 2019, a wildlife research team working in Botswana's Okavango Delta reported observing unusual movement near one of their remote camera traps. When the footage was reviewed, it appeared to show several human-like figures moving through the marsh, their bodies coated in black mud or clay. The images were analyzed by local authorities and later removed from public access. According to the team, only a single photograph, the one circulating online, seems to have survived. Locals refer to the figures as the Shadow Tribe, believing they inhabit areas of the Delta that outsiders rarely reach. No official statement has ever confirmed what the cameras recorded, and to this day, the site remains off limits to further study.